This video is brought to you by CoolStuffInc.com, where you can find cool stuff in stock.
Hello and welcome back to another day in the arena. It's me, it's CGB, and today in the arena, I am incredibly thrilled and excited to bust out my BOLAS voice. No! And play Grixis. So, this Grixis list, let's be real about Grixis. Grixis isn't just a deck, it's a lifestyle. Alright? It's controlling the world in an evil way. Like a twisted, misguided person who thinks that they're going to bring happiness and joy to everyone if only they were in charge. It's Dr. Horrible, it's Thanos, that is Grixis. And Grixis takes love and care and attention. You have to build, tune, tweak every spot in the deck amazingly well. And as the one in best of one, I'm making a new video every day, so I ain't got time. So I'm stealing this Grixis list, but I'm stealing it from somebody that I greatly admire, one of my absolute favorite content creators. Let's pay a visit, by the way. Croakies, live right now. 4,000 viewers on Twitch. But Croakies is one of my favorite content creators. I usually check out what he's up to every day. He normally does not play control decks, but he is hooked on this Grixis Croxa deck. He ran it all the way to Mythic, and you see he's at 29-7 on ladder, straight to Mythic with this sucker. So I'm going to show you the deck. Make sure he gets full credit with a little cameo here on the stream. But God, this deck it's a hodgepodge of so many things that it just comes together so well. And what stitches the deck together for me are two things. Thing number one, Mazemind Tome, the good book of Tome. When you have so many cards that are situational and only right for this situation or that situation, getting to scry your way through it or just draw more cards is a solution to the problem. So Mazemind Tome solves it. 4 tomes just lets you dig through your deck, get the right cards at the right points, hit your land drops, and gain life to stay alive. Usually, the big problem in Grixis, Dimir, these decks, they don't gain life. So if the opponent gets you down to like 2, and they have a deck with 8 shocks in it, 4 Bonecrusher Giants, 4 shocks, and you don't have enough counterspells to stop them all, they will eventually win. And these decks take a while to win, so... Anyway, Mazemind Tome. That to me is a crucial glue card that you want in all of your opening hands, and you want to get it down and get it cooking. Against aggro, scry the crap out of it. Against control, draw cards. You'll bury them in cards. It's awesome. The next most important thing about this deck that is here because of the new expansion is the mana base. For the first time ever, our Grixis deck is literally killing off all the opponent's toys with land. 3, Murder Mauling. I'm just going to call it that because who knows what Hagra is? I don't know. Who cares? But it's a murder on a land. 3, Batterskull Blashings. Seriously, saying the names of these cards is hard. 3, Spikefield Huzzah. All right. How much land is that? 28 land. You get to run 28 land in your Grixis deck, but later in the game, they're not lands. They're removal spells. It's actually sweet, and it makes you double take every single hand because we've got Pathways, 8 of those. We've got some Temples. We've got only 3 basics and 2 Fabled Passage, and then we have all these lands. It's kind of a bizarre and mucky way to do the mana, and it hurts your head, but man, is it effective. Removal, we've got just a splattering. Like I said, this deck was tuned with care. Don't question it. The guy's already mythic, and he's amazing at what he does. I just played it as is. Normally, I would one board this sucker. I really wanted to see, does a Croaky's best of 3 ladder smashing list. What does it do in best of 1? Are there any weaknesses? Anything that I need to worry about? So we're running it exactly as is. Come back at the end of the video if you want some ideas of what I would adjust. And with that, let's dive in. Let the evil begin. Tome. This can be our blue source. Man, the lands are trippy to look at. So what do? We definitely want black, and we definitely want red, and we definitely want this as blue. So I think we play this... tapped, and then we can have Bone Crusher available on 2. Or no, we're going to play Tome on 2. Maybe we should play the Mauling then, because this can be shocked in. Keep. Definitely a keep, but my brain is fried. We definitely want this to be blue, because this needs to be second blue for neutralize. So lead on Mauling, blue Tome. Next turn, shock for red and Bone Crush if we need to. Temple of Epiphany. What you got there? Scry to the top. Croxa. Tome time. You do love a good tome. If the opponent doesn't put pressure on us, we may not scry and just draw. Oh, mirror. The meta moved faster than I did this time. Some of you are watching saying, yeah, see how you like it, CGB. See how you like it. Just gonna draw a whole bunch of tome cards. Gonna milk the good book. Have you read the good book of Maze Mind? It is a page turner. At least 4 pages get turned. Whew. Okay. Absolutely doing it. So I could hold up neutralize, but there's nothing to really hold it up for, I don't think. We could go for the tome. The opponent could block it with, what, their own negate? Let's go for it. Resolves. Okay, it's probably not very fair when one of us has tome, the other does not have tome. Bone Crush face. Alright. Sign of a desperate person. Okay, Croxa coming down. They're not playing Giant. That's interesting. So I don't think our Giants are particularly great in the matchup. I think it's just a removal spell, so that's fine. The opponent firing off their Giant in a weird way makes it a little more vulnerable to our Croxa, because we might get a better card. Oh yeah, we gotta fetch first. So I'm mostly interested in drawing cards off these babies, but we'll scry if we don't hit the land, because I definitely want my next land drop. Okay, that functions as a land. We can just save this for cards. Alright, I'll give you the Croxa treatment. So how do we make sure that our Croxa is best Croxa? Just make sure that we can counter or kill theirs. Just having more cards than them will go a long way towards that goal. Second Bone Crusher Giant? Maybe. There it is. They're in Adventure Zone, though. Not in the graveyard where Croxa can bring them back. Scry to the top. What would you keep here? I have a feeling it's a tome or a counter. Those are the things that make sense to me. Alright, the opponent's still playing the wait and see game. I don't know. That's a tough one when the opponent, like when I have the tomes, the good book of tome on the battlefield. We'll just keep drawing cards like crazy. Alright, missing a land drop, so they didn't keep a land on top. What did they keep? Never mind. It was a test. Let's exile this tome, get the life. Fable Passage. One of the more broken cards in Standard. Fills the graveyard. All 4 freaking tomes. Our opponent can and should be tilted. Alright. Backup tome. Backup tome. Let's see if they want to fight. No. At some point they might figure out the tomes is what's going to kill them. When I have all the answers to their stuff when they try to resolve things. But let's see. There's a Shark Typhoon. Look at hand. See no answer to shark. Okay. That is a frustrating one. Probably what they kept on top. I played that Hagra Mauling too. I think at the time I didn't have the hazard, or I would have played that. On the bright side, each one of these tomes, when it gains 4 life, can ignore one of these hits. Right, full control. Hazard. Submit. Get this one exiled. Alright, discard the Bone Crusher. Still don't think that's the way that we win the game. Here comes a Bone Crusher Giant. Do we counter that? Letting them have 2 creatures here is pretty bad, but we can bring back our Kroxa, hit their hand, and have a negate. So... I think that's fine. We just outclass it with our own Kroxa, right? So, hopefully that will do. Looks like black is the choice. And that's the scoop. Opponent will see no more. I mean, this is all about tomes. I know a bit anticlimactic, but it really was over when we were able to keep tomes on the battlefield and the opponent wasn't. From here, when Kroxa comes back, if they try to remove it, we have a negate. They would need 2 removal spells. They would go down to 1 card in hand because of our Kroxa. They wouldn't have enough to bring back their Kroxa yet. If we untap from there, the only thing we really have to worry about is the 4/4 Shark, and we gain 4 life every time we set off a tome. So I think we're in a pretty amazing spot. We can rely on our Maulings for land drops, but then we don't really have removal, and we have 2 Shark Typhoons. We're going to have to cycle a lot of stuff. But let's see what happens. You know me, I'm always down for keeping a sketchy hand. Do I want a Kroxa? I don't think I want that right now. I don't want to trade 1 for 1 with the opponent. I really need removal and ways to stay alive. But that said, I don't have anything to do next turn. Maybe just having the Kroxa ready and in the graveyard as something to play for is the right move. But it's really tempting to bottom it. My control instincts want card advantage right now, but okay. We'll give Kroxa a chance. Opponent with the turn 1 fetch. What you got? Forest. Forest acquired. Tempting to get our tap lands out of the way. Well, there's not much going on. Like, rushing out a Kroxa isn't exactly important. They're just going to discard their worst card anyway. Red-green, there's a Clover. Okay, the 1 of Sails. Crush it. Crush it. Opponent's like, what? You did what? My Clover is supposed to be there forever to make my deck good. Gross. Removal. Did not find removal. Proxy you. Here's Tome. Grixis deck, no removal. Horrid. A horrid development here. Oh, and we're going straight to Granted. Okay, what do you get? Dispute? Usually they fetch Dispute. They're going for Escape. So we need a counter. A counter and a removal spell in one draw step. I guess I'll take either one. I need that too. That's the really unfortunate thing, is I do need this. I need another red source, but what can, like, we're just losing this game so fast if we don't find something here. Oh man. Okay. Okay, that's not a solution. I think now what I have to do is try to Shark Ambush, or at least pose like I'm going to do something bad to the opponent, but I've got pretty much nothing that's going to be useful here. Get wrecked. So opponent plays land, plays Fae of Wishes, probably doesn't attack. Ooh, they don't play the Fae of Wishes. Yeah, just never attack with your innkeepers in these spots. That's how you play Magic right now. No upkeep scry. I'll just take my card, thank you, and at least it doesn't completely suck. Innkeeper never got cards for our opponent. Feels okay. Okay, we've got the double red. We really could use another blue, to be honest. Am I in Jam a Shark Typhoon territory? I am, I think. They have 2 cards in hand. Kroxa gets 1. Yeah, we also need to have counter magic available for when we bring Kroxa back. It's greedy, but okay. Don't wreck me. Give me another turn. Okay. If they're casting Beanstalk Giant, that's very strong and we have to find a solution, but we have solutions. It's not unkillable. Spike Field Hazard. We can hold that for the future. Where are we at? 3. Alright. Let's Kroxa the hand. Try to get into a position to bring Kroxa back. This goes up to 4. Cycling a Typhoon can be 5. It's close. If we get to cast the Essence Scatter, it's a 6. Or the Hazard. Ow. Cast that. Don't think I care. If they activate it to grant it again, okay. That's interesting. So they were flooded out really bad, and now they're going for another granted. Let's, well, leave up a Heartless Act. Let's do this. 4 counters, 4 life, Mauling. That can take out the giant, so let's hope that the opponent fetches something to protect the giant, like a negate. But they should be fetching more card advantage, if they can find it. 2 cards in hand. Can I knock their hand out? Probably not. Essence Scatter looking bad, too. Obviously, they won't find a creature. Ugin. Always fetch Ugin, everybody. It's the only way people do things here. How do we beat Ugin? Obviously not Kroxa, unless we can actually knock it out of the hand. Obviously not Bone Crusher Giant, they just bolted, so Shark Typhoon. Or Negate. Negate will do. Top deck wrecked. Go, baby. Opponent wants to attack. Destroy it. Nice. You going to Ugin me? No. No land played. Probably a spell in the hand. Trying to decide, do I exile the other Kroxa? I don't think they're going to get rid of it easily. So I think having one is fine. They don't usually run a ton of ways to exile. Fabled Passage. They held that back to protect something. So, hold up Essence Scatter or play Bone Crusher Giant and go aggro. They are at 9. What could they play that would actually dwarf this? It would have to be a Beanstalk Giant. Let's hold the counter because this is potentially lethal next turn if they don't have the card to discard it. To discard to it. Yeah. That's a hit. Raging like, I thought we were out of that game, but this deck showed its power and resiliency, and I showed off my pure top deck luckery, epic YouTube skills. I don't know about this hand. It does nothing for so long. It does so much nothing. I'm going to mulligan. Hope for a tome. No tome. Okay. But this one has early plays. I think the Neutralize is the most awkward card. Our opponent's giving us the hardest mono-red Evil Eye I've ever seen. From the dragon to the avatar to the sleeves. This is the most mono-red player ever. Against mono-red, the worst card in the hand is probably the Kroxa. At least Neutralize, we can cycle and try to get more lands, or if we draw a blue source, we can counter Annex, Embercleave, Torbrand, the big ones. Whamboozled. Swamp? Really? Mm-hmm. Kill it. Fill my graveyard for Kroxa. Oh, my tome. Needed that. Really needed that. Windy Robbie. Top decked. Let's do it again. They could have another Enforcer, though, so let's wait till upkeep. Or not upkeep, but I guess end step? When do I kill that thing? Don't want it countered. That went really fast. I don't think they have another Enforcer. And if they did, they would have played it first because this would get a mill trigger. The Crab! Hello, Mr. Crab. Okay, super awkward. I want double blue for the neutralizes. I want black for Extinction Event and Kroxa. So for now, we'll go with the blue. I really want to get one of these down. Then start countering things. No Rankle, please. Kroxa located. But will we ever have black mana? Crap. Alright, bad play. Bad play. Worst draw. Alright, we've just got to cycle these. There's not really anything else to do here. We've got to draw into black sources. Can't do it. First black source. get Extinction Event online. Crap. Alright, this game has gone poorly. But can we recover? Right now, the only thing against us is the Thought Thief, and we are a black source from Croxing the holy hell out of them. Alright. Play this. Attack with Giant. Name Odd with the event. Then limit the Thought Thief by Croxing the opponent into absolute oblivion. Interesting. Potentially no counters here. Nice. Too many cards in the graveyard for Croxa to clean it up right now. Hazard. I guess we save that. And we don't want to get Zareth, so we want to pick permanents that are strong. So I guess that's Tome and Typhoon. And from there, land. The blue-black pathways, any Fable passages we might have. Do we hold the hazard or do we play it? Part of me wants the mana. And this way I could potentially bring back a Croxa and play a Bone Crusher Giant next turn. And the opponent, well, I mean, it kills Brazen Borrower too, and they just discarded one. They might have another. Let's hold. Hold. Playing it there, though, would give me the opportunity to top deck a black source and play both sides of Croxa next turn. But I think that's too ambitious. And they say go. Let's try to hit this card out of your hand. Uh-huh. I see you. Alright. Play Giant or get Croxa back in the graveyard. I think we get Croxa back in the graveyard and hold up the hazard. Actually, we can sweep their board with the event. Like, we can name even, and then play hazard on their borrower. I guess that's punished by a top deck creature, but any reactive card has to face the Croxa, which is awesome. And we're at 9 life without life gain in our deck, really. So, gotta watch our life total against these rogues. Zap. Alright, we got him on nothing. We're on Croxas and a Giant. Are you kidding me? Epic. 4 damage to target creature with flying. One good top deck deserves another. We are on fire today. Good. On fire today.
My kin are delightful.
Oh yeah. Now you're in trouble. Scry to the top. It's getting exiled.
The shadows awaken.
Thieves Guild, Glasspool Mimic. Yep, once the rogue deck is top decking, there's only a few cards that hit hard, and we got through one of them. This can knock the opponent to 3, but yeah, may as well. Still have Essence Scatter. This is what you get for faking me out, acting like you're mono red. You get shut down. Grixis. Man, these hands are... The mana is so interesting. You have to remember, this is black, this is red, this is blue. And the curve is alright. It's alright. We can have a turn 2 Bone Crusher Giant or Maze Mind Tome, and I think if I could pick an opening hand, having 3 colors and a Bone Crusher Giant and a Maze Mind Tome, that would be like the 5 cards I'd want in every opener in the dark. Triome, here we go again. Oh no, I might want this hazard. Oh well. I think it's still the right play, but they're gonna Cobra up, aren't they? Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Easy Cobra. Get out. Out, I say. Doesn't miss a beat. Bravo. Alright, that Dryad is annoying, but we can manage. So we need to play this now. We'll play it as black. We'll get a Tome onto the field. I don't think that I want to get down the Bone Crusher Giant. I want to be able to counter the Omnath. Rip. Opponent on a tear so far. Getting to play a million lands and cards. And that is a Cobra I don't have an answer to. So we need to draw an answer to the Cobra. So double scrying with Maze Mind is gonna happen. Because if the opponent makes too much mana to pay for the Mystical Dispute, we are screwed. Bingo! No, stop needed. Get out. Nobody wanted you in Standard. Actual nobody. Now the problem with this Genesis Ultimatum is how free it is. Oh no. Well, wait, we can make the opponent pay for this, right? And then they can't play the Ultimatum. So I guess that's the play? Then we have to draw a removal spell for it. And the Ultimatum goes away. So it's like we countered the Ultimatum, even if we didn't. I'd much rather have countered the Omnath. Alright, what land are we fetching? I guess double red is good. Double black is a removal spell. Yeah, double black. So we can draw Mauling potentially, right? Yeah, this is definitely the good draw, isn't it? Few things cause me more pain than watching any of this happen. Our opponent, by the way, turn 2 Cobra, turn 3 Dryad, turn 4 Escape, turn 5 Cobra, Omnath, would have been Genesis Ultimatum if we didn't have a Mystical Dispute. Alright, Scry, we need a way to deal with Omnath. Shatterskull Smashing is not it. Draw. That is a thing. Okay. Happy evens. Now they untap, play Genesis Ultimatum. Okay, man. I've had enough. I mean, ban Omnath. Just do it. Just ban Omnath. It's a lot of answers, and if we're up against Omnath again, I'm ready for them. We do need another blue. Temple will deliver another blue, right? Easy. Hello, don't make me use this thing. Here, show you what I'm talking about. I spin at you. Now I'm a creepy, I don't know what. Look at me, I'm creepy. Halloween themed. Spooktober. Creepy. Creepy. Guys. Did you know it's October? This thing is creepy. Yeah. Like that. Okay. Opponent wants to play Magic. Cool. Get back over here. Get focus assist. You're not helping. You're doing the opposite of what you were designed to do. I'm trying to focus here. Worst case, we cycle it. It might be a matchup where this is good. If I make red mana available, we can either cycle or use a hazard, so I'm going to play this untapped land. Might regret it later. Blue mana. What does it mean? What are you doing? Merfolk Windrobber. That is something I can throw a hazard at. They would have played the Enforcer first because of the mill trigger, or it's a con. So let's get this thing exiled. Dispute is nice. Mauling looks like it's not going to get cast. So let's play it as a land. And then next up is Batterskull. Matterskull. Shatterskull Smashing. Shatterskull the Hammer Pass. You have hammers, you take them here to pass an inspection. I can't explain it. I just can't. It's too complicated for the plebs. Give me 4 damage to a creature with flying. Shredded Sails. Shatterskull Smashing. This is a very frustrating linguistical exercise. Let's save this. Ooh, but now, we already have the mountain, so we can't fetch another one. So I guess we're fetching an island, and then we play the temple because we want our scry to matter. Although we're up against rogues, so they might mill us. Pass. Enough of that. So they have 5 cards, we have 3 1-for-1s in hand. In a way, we're a little bit behind, unless they have a lot of land. So I really want to avoid casting this Shatterskull Smashing. What is it? Is it the Mystical Dispute? Is it the Neutralize? I think here... Oof. This is actually tough. It's possible I'm supposed to let this resolve, because they might play a Rankle or something much worse. And I have a lot of things I can draw that can kill this, and we can start cycling Neutralize if we absolutely have to. In fact, Shatterskull will kill it if we draw 1 more red source. I wonder how many people... Leave me a comment. Would you have played the counter spell there? How many people would have held? I think most people would snap a counter and get rankled or something else terrible. There's also a chance here for a Zareth Satin, which is... ugh. So I feel like I was in a no-win situation, to be honest. Cycle 1 of these, try to find easy answer. Kroxa, well, that is good against rogues. There's a hazard. I think I pay 3 here, and I Kroxa the opponent and I hazard. And then I still have Neutralize, don't I? That's really good. Sequencing. Let's fire off the Kroxa first. Play around Lofty Denial. Nah, if they play Lofty Denial, we'll just let this go to the graveyard. Yeah, that's an escape card. Rogues don't like that. We are drowning in the lock. That is fine. Interesting, they must really like their hand. Alright. Pay 3 life. They still have 3 mana open. Let's wait until their turn, but their upkeep to shoot the borrower. They were willing to counter to protect their hand. Are they willing to counter to protect the borrower? Yes, they are. And they have the 3 to pay for the Mystical Dispute. This is tough. This is tough. But I think I'm supposed to neutralize here. I don't think I'm going to be holding it up again for a little while. And if they play out their hand and tap out, Kroxa gets their last card, and we have Mystical Dispute to protect Kroxa, so... Oh, they still have to draw one more card, maybe not. Anyway, that's a lot of fighting there. They had a very counter-heavy hand. We went through 3 counter spells. Here comes Brazen Boy. We still need to draw a solution to it. The opponent probably can't race a Kroxa, though, if they can't kill it. Typhoon's good against Borrower, kinda. Give me a card. Gimme. Thieves Guild Enforcer. Okay, they must have just drawn that because they had a lot of opportunities to play it. So this last card might be another Mystical Dispute? Would a Brazen Borrower make sense? Hagra Mauling. Brutal. Alright, now we need the Shark Typhoon to provide. If they have another Brazen Borrower, that's going to be nasty. Alright, let's 4/4 Shark. Resolved pretty easy, and we drew a tome. Okay, got him. What else you got? Land. Oh yeah. Oh, that's a relief. Ooh, you can just feel it. Oh, they're looking in the graveyard though. Do they have Mauling? I think they have Mauling. Oh no. Okay, this is definitely going to get interesting. If they get the Thieves Guild Enforcer and mill me though, I Kroxa them. That's not great. I guess I'm on 3, not 5, not 4. No, they would get 2 rogues. Yeah, I'd be Kroxing them. This is interesting. They might just take Scavenger, but Scavenger is just a trade. Yeah, it is a very big question if they want the Enforcer, and they choose to take it. This is my deck. This is what it does. I mill things. But their Scavenger isn't going to be very strong because Kroxa is going to come back. Alright, do we get the tome down? Get that ticking? Mystical Dispute's probably not countering anything unless I leave up the mana, but I think it's better now to be proactive and have Tome doing Tome things. Should have played this Mystical Dispute a long time ago. I think I let it sit on the shelf past its expiration date. Rankle off the top, one of their best draws. 2 Typhoons in the graveyard. What? Should have drawn. Oops. Well, Rankle doesn't have a good attack. Actually, none of these attacks are great. The only thing you might be able to argue for is just get in with Scavenger, and they do. So I think I'm going to try to race the Scavenger. I definitely can't let the Rankle be hitting me, so no blocks. There's a Giant. Doesn't kill the Rankle, though. This is a really tough one. Neutralize doesn't stop the Rankle. So, we can Bone Crush the Enforcer, crack with the Kroxa. I almost want the Enforcer, though, to fill the graveyard. You know, we might be able to pull off a funky lethal here. This is a lot of damage. Alright, they take it. Down to 11. If we can get them to take that again next turn, the Bone Crusher Giant can be lethal. If we keep it concealed. I guess that's not true, though, because of the 3 life. Ugh. CGB, so silly. What's the matter with you, bro? Still, this might be the right idea anyway, to hold Neutralize and Essence Scatter for this turn. Really? Must have some kind of flash rogue. Like, this is a Zareth. Is this a Zareth? It feels like a Zareth. Let's play around it. You have to do this before you declare blockers if you want to keep Zareth from ninjutsuing in an uncounterable fashion. My turn. Okay, if they play Zareth, we can Mystical Dispute it. Let's cycle Neutralize and try to find the right answer to this Rankle. Extinction Event for even would exile our Kroxa. If they have a Zareth, they have to play it here because the Kroxa is going to take it from them. Maybe I want to look with Tome first. A little greedy. Black, black. This is blue or red. Let's use a black and a red. I guess if Kroxa dies, we want to be able to get it back. This can be a red, though. Nice. Very nice. Mystical Dispute out of there. Opponent takes the hit. And this should be the last straw. Just grind them to dust.
I outsmarted you eons ago.
All right. No black, but Bone Crusher Central. Give it a shot. See what happens. Blue, hold up Dispute. Red, Bone Crush something or play Tome. Let's go. Play stuff. This is mono red. They play mono red. Mono red. All right. We need to hit our next lands. Let's get the Tome down, and also the sooner we play it and get it going, the more life we get. Plus, this Extinction Event might end up on Odd and Hellhound. I mean, I could stomp it, but I probably want to stomp other things even more, like double Fervent Champion, Robber of the Rich. You know who it is. You've seen this before. That guy can get stomped. All right. It's a land. I'm not going to argue with land. Do we play around Infuriate Gamer? I don't think we take another Bone Crusher Giant. We just need to find land. All right. If they play an Annex, then the extinction event is epic. Let's do this now. Just in case they run some plus X plus 1 and they can pump it. Just don't risk it. Miss your land drop, do it. Yeah, that's right. Yes. Never don't attack with the 0-1, people. You know, watch this amazing nothing effect. Ready? Oh. Ah. Is there any greater dominance? Land. Land. Glad to bottom that. Let's try not to shuffle. Let's keep that where it was. Not land. Okay. Well, we'll say go and hit something with a neutralize, probably. Magic deciding to be difficult here. How many lands are in this deck? The number is not a small one. They're optional lands, but lands they are. Oh, Rim Rocket, do it. One Rim Rock has resolved. How about a second one? No? Alright. Stomp. Could have stomped it in response. Maybe should have. Definitely should have, right? Just keep them from having a Rimrock Knight, but I really got greedy there. I wanted a second one. That handles the Knight. But we could play it as a land, which we need. I'm going to be Mega Greed. Draw. I'm feeling so greedy against the 2-land mono red deck. The problem is these are all spells, and they probably don't suck. Or life. Now they can't win. Just a joke. There we go. More land, please. Croxa. Well, that's one way to get rid of all those cards in their hand. But it's not particularly great. Especially with no cards in our graveyard. Let's bottom you. We'll find another one. He has a land. So I don't think I want to kill this. I want to kill the Annex, and I want to kill it with the Extinction Event. And I want to save this for the Rimrock Knight. So they probably have another Annex. This isn't much of a clock. They need to play more things. I think I should say go, counter a thing, Spikefield Hazard this, and take a hit. It seems crazy, but I think it's right. Because this isn't enough pressure on its own. Like, they're not going to attack and then just say go. Yeah, there we are. Alright, we'll use this now. Exile you. That reduces the damage from the Annex. Hopefully we get the opponent to play something else here that we can Mystical Dispute and get that out of our hand. If not, we'll cycle the Neutralize. Cycle the Neutralize. It's been a weird game so far. So with Ashiok, I have an answer to another Annex, at least a way to frustrate them. I could also take 3, Ashiok this Annex now, but the opponent will probably just shock the Ashiok, which is really bad. Could also Shark Typhoon block it. I don't like that either. I think now we get this out of the way. The opponent definitely doesn't have more 1-drops. And we'll name Odd. If they had a shock, they could have shocked their Hound for a 1/1, but I don't know if that's even a good play. So we can't put them off shock. They might still have one. Bone Crush face. Go. Love it. Let's play the Ashiok and start ticking up, making those 2/3s. Those sweet, sweet nightmares. Opponent does not want to deal with that. Since when was I play Ashiok, I tick up a scoop-worthy play? Oh my goodness. And we are back for the post-game wrap-up. God, this is good. The only things that beat this deck is a missed land drop and a perfect curve out of Omnath. Hashtag ban Omnath. But, oh, this thing is no joke. Maze Mind Tome is no joke. Shark Typhoon is a very good card. In Best of One, I do find I draw too many Typhoons. I usually trim my Typhoon numbers in Best of One. It is an amazing card, don't get me wrong. But if you have other win cons, and this deck does, it has Kroxa. So if you have other win cons, you can usually trim Shark Typhoon in Best of One because when it's in your opening hand or in the first 4 turns of the game, it's a below rate play. And that means you fall behind. So I would probably cut it down to 3 or 2 Shark Typhoons. The other card I didn't get to play with is Thassa's Intervention, and I'm not absolutely sure it should be in the deck because it's just, I had enough trouble casting my neutralizes. I ended up cycling them a lot for that reason. I imagine having another one of those effect with Thassa's Intervention might be a problem. Maybe it should be a 3rd negate instead. Shredded Sails. Dude, I blew up a turn 2 Clover. I shot down a Nighthawk Scavenger. Maybe more of this card could be in the deck. It never disappointed me. I wouldn't want too many, because similar to Shark Typhoon, if you're just cycling it early because it's bad and you're getting beaten down by red creatures on the ground, it's terrible. But there are so many spots where it was good. A second copy wouldn't, I wouldn't be upset. I wouldn't be upset. I also did not miss Bloodchief's Thirst, and I had Extinction Event often enough that I don't think this was a bad choice either. So I like the numbers. I like a lot that's going on, but if you were going to make some changes, I'm not sure about Intervention. I think that you could trim Shark Typhoon. I really enjoyed Shredded Sails and would have another, and perhaps we want more negates for those Escape to the Wilds and Genesis Ultimatums. So, Croakies, congrats, dude. If you watch this, thanks for making a really cool list. I know you don't play control decks often. He calls them Gandalfs. He calls them terrible for fun. It's part of his whole thing, but I still enjoy the content. It's kind of like me watching a mono red player who watches me play Magic, right? So, reminder to check out the creator, Croakies, on Twitch. You can find him at the very tippity top of the Magic the Gathering category. Nobody else is really that close, to be honest. Thank you for watching this video. As always, I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.